Good morning. Can you guys hear me all right? I had a little power outage right before I was about to go live. Hopefully you can hear me and see me okay now. Good morning, Kim. Yeah, it's been quite a while. Hope all's going well with you. Sarah Fullerton, good morning. Just getting started on my YouTube journey. Excited to be here. Awesome. Yeah, guys, this is something new I'm trying today. I don't have a big workday plan. Boys, get away. Sorry, I have two dogs in here with me. And hang on one sec, guys. I'm going to switch over from Wi-Fi to my hard line. It may knock me out of here. If it does, I'll be right back. Hopefully it doesn't. Looks like we're okay. Yeah, so I'm just doing some video editing today, and I thought, I read an article recently about something called body doubling, which I guess has become a big thing now for people who have. It kind of started with people working remotely and having issues with focus and almost like an ADHD thing, which I may have. I don't know, but I thought, if I'm just doing some editing and not doing a lot, I might just go live, not really have a planned show. If I talk for 2-3 hours, great. If I just sit here and edit live, great. But I'm here today for you guys. If you have questions, if you want to review your channels, I'm going to put a link up on the screen. You guys can actually call in and video chat with me if you want. We'll be live. So it's kind of just if this works out good and you guys enjoy it, it's kind of just like a study hall. It's a chance to ask some questions, talk to each other, talk to me, and we can see if it might help you guys with your channels. Kathy Fit, love the Pac-Man arcade. Yeah, speaking of attention span, that's my smoke break machine. I don't smoke. I play Atari games on my time off. So yeah, so like I said, you guys have questions and stuff, just fire away. Like Sarah, you mentioned just getting started on your YouTube channel. How's that going for you? I'm hoping this isn't cutting out on me, guys. It's showing the Wi-Fi signal's not great. There's a snowstorm. I'm just outside Toronto. We've got a big snowstorm today, so I could very well get knocked out of the stream. So I have two dogs roaming around the room as I'm working, and I just know they're going to trip and unplug something. I'm just waiting for it. Boys, hey, lie down. Awesome. Thank you, Kathy, for letting me know. Can never tell with this kind of weather. Every time I think that winter's coming to an end in Canada, something else shows up. By the way, where are you guys from? Who do we have here today? I'm going to throw that up on the screen, guys. If somebody wants to kind of take a look under the hood on their channel, this is basically a StreamYard link. You can let me know if you're going to use it, and I'll be on the lookout for you. And basically, I can just let you right into the stream, and we can chat in person, and we can take a look at your channel and do a split screen and stuff. So not needed. We can also do it just over text here. So whatever works. Kathy, people went live with you. How did that work? I live in New Jersey at the moment, but originally from New York City. Yeah, so just what I mentioned there. Make sure it's, I don't know, it's Kathy or Katie. Kathy, I think. So yeah, like if you have questions that you just want to type in, go for it. If you want to get on, if it's easier to chat for a few minutes, you can just use that link that's underneath your comment there. And yeah, what that basically does is it's a link to this live stream. So I will see if you were to show up in there, and then I can just let you in and we can chat for a few minutes and take a look at your channel and see what's going on with it. Like there's probably almost only so much we can do live, and there's only so much I can say without getting kind of behind the scenes of your channel and seeing your analytics and things like that. But we can certainly look at things at face value and see what's going on if you're having trouble growing and things like that. Kim, getting delay the video. People are answering questions before I hear the questions. Maybe you're getting a delay in the chat, Kim. I'm not sure. Expect anything today. Like I said, I don't know what it's like out in BC, but it is snowing hard here. It just started first thing this morning. So I don't know if it could be causing issues. I'm on a hardline internet now, so I should be good. But it's not showing me any real issues. Just take a look and see if I'm live on Facebook here. Just doing a little check. I'm going to watch myself, give myself an extra viewer. Yeah, it looks okay. How are we doing on Facebook? So Kathy's New Jersey. Kim, I know you're out in BC. And Sarah, you're in Rhode Island. So yeah, guys, so how's your channels going? I mean, we're still in the middle of what should be a bit of a high season. Kim, I haven't checked on yours in a while. How's things going? I do the odd look in. I know I think you're approaching monetization. You should be pretty close now. Turn that off. Yeah, it says here my connection's excellent, so we should be okay. Oh, there's Sarah. Good day. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm thinking good morning, but it's not even, well, I guess it's 11 o'clock here.
Yeah, it's like 11 where I'm at.
How's things going?
Oh, good. I'm excited for this opportunity to have you take a peek.
Absolutely. Yeah. Doing. I'm actually hoping that these live streams work. I'm going to be doing the regular ones with other people and stuff, but I like the idea of just coming on for 3 hours and just literally like a study hall. I'm here if you want to talk. If you want to watch me type, go for it.
No, I appreciate your time.
What's your channel called?
So it's Next Step Fitness, NXT Step Fitness.
We'll do a share screen here once we, there we go. How long have you been going for?
So I just started posting shorts in January. Well, actually in February. I think I'm closing in on a month. I've been posting a short every day. And then last week I uploaded my first full workout video. And so I'm like just getting started, like, you know.
Perfect. That's the best time to talk to me.
Yeah, good.
No bad habits yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna bring your thing up here. Okay, you can see that okay?
Yeah, I can. Yep.
Okay. All right. So this is your first full-length video here.
That's it. Yes.
Okay. Step fitness, home workouts for beginners. Boys, get down. So now, out of the 66 people that are subscribed right now, how many of them do you think came from maybe social media contacts and people you knew already?
Maybe not that many, because I was seeing like a few trickling in every time I would post a short. I would get like a not a handful, like maybe like two or three to five subscribers. So probably half, maybe a third to half are people that I actually know.
So you're getting some subscribers from the shorts?
Yeah.
She had a couple that took off. 1,300, 1,000. That's good for a new channel.
Thank you.
I think the big thing with shorts is I used to be dead set against shorts. And what Kathy, yeah, absolutely. We'll get you in as well. We'll run through Sarah here, and then afterwards we'll pop you on. So stick around. I do see value in shorts now. The value is definitely not monetary.
Yeah.
So you're not, because I've done some testing on it and stuff, you're going to make about 5 cents for every 1,000 views once you're monetized. So, but what shorts are good for is that they've got that short shelf, which it's so hit or miss. Like you might get on it for 30 seconds, you might get on it for 10 minutes. Like I've had videos, like little shorts that I thought were good that did nothing. I had shorts that I thought were terrible that did really well.
Yeah, right.
So there's no there's no rhyme or reason that I can figure out as to what's gonna catch with somebody, other than if the longer they watch it, the more it seems to stay on the short shelf.
Right.
So that's it comes down to the watch time again. But so shorts are good for introducing yourself to people who might not be looking for you. Like aside from that, so because I did notice that with a couple of my shorts, they brought in some good subscribers. Now, how that's beneficial for me is that I've already got an established channel with some full length workouts on it. So really, when it comes to the fastest growth, like if in terms of subscribers,
Yeah.
I would put focus for the next 2 to 3 months on the long form workouts.
Okay.
That way you've got it's almost like bait. So once you start doing the shorts, like there's kind of like a potential subscriber journey where they're going to, the short is going to randomly pop up in their feed on their phone. If they like it, they might click through and check out the channel. And then that comes, then it's going to come up to what your homepage looks like and what's on it. If they go to your homepage and there's, 2 workouts, even if they're good workouts, it's not really enough to justify subscribing. They might.
Yeah.
But if they go there and they see a bunch of workouts, and if these workouts are in a genre that really speaks to them, and I always like my workout channel is a little more scattered than this channel is. I'm actually starting to niche down further on my workout channel. But I get a lot of people, the most of my subscribers are kettlebell videos.
Yeah.
But I have a hardcore group of sandbag people that come in, and anybody on planet Earth that finds me that's a sandbag enthusiast, they tend to stick around because there's not very much sandbag stuff on YouTube. So it's like I could do a more popular dumbbell workout or something like that, but then I'm competing against everybody. But so what's nice about the sandbag stuff, even though it's not as popular overall, when somebody finds me, they're pretty happy about it because they love sandbag workouts and they can never find any. And they go to my channel like, wow, he's got a whole playlist of sandbag videos. So that's the kind of thing that you want to create, which again comes down to like, I don't know if you have a particular niche that you're looking for to do.
So I do one-on-one personal training. This is kind of like I'm using this to help promote my online training business.
Okay.
And I kind of accidentally started specializing in beginners because people felt like I could help them, and I like working with beginners. And so what I'm planning on releasing like an 8-week beginner series in May and June. So I'm like working on the videos for those now, and those will be full workouts. So it'll be an 8-week, twice a week uploads of full workout videos.
Nice.
And so I'm just kind of utilizing the shorts now as kind of a way for me to practice filming myself because I'm brand new. I'm still learning like Adobe Premiere and all that stuff. So it's kind of forcing me to consistently be putting out stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, for that reason, that is a good reason to keep doing shorts for sure.
Yeah.
Just open it up here. It looks good. I mean, you're shooting 1080, which is good.
Yeah.
The higher resolution, the better, of course. I'm a very big stickler for like little details and stuff. Your camera is balanced properly. You're not sideways or anything. Like it amazes me sometimes. Like there's only so much that we have within our control. And then the rest of it is, you know, it's left up to chance. You know, we don't know what the algorithm is going to do with our videos. But having your room nice and clean, having, I don't know what are you using a ring light or something?
I have 2 soft boxes. So
I was gonna say it's very good lighting. It's very bright.
Oh, good.
Yeah. No, it's good. Because when I do this too, I don't expect you guys to have you know, crazy over the top equipment and stuff like that. You know, we try and do this on a budget, but certainly as high quality as we can on that budget. And you're doing that for sure. I would probably take your timer and corner it a little bit more.
Put it up in the corner? Okay.
Yeah. And but I think the beginner thing is great. When you title your workouts, do you have a rhyme or reason as to why you titled? Are you looking for ways to title it? Or are you just kind of like?
So I used vidIQ to get that title.
Okay.
So, and that's, again, this is like my first foray into like titles and thumbnails. And I've been reading more about how to do that because I know that if they don't click, they're never going to watch it. So, but yeah, very brand new to all of this stuff.
There's kind of two trains of thought when it comes to the titles. Some people will say to title it for the algorithm, which is using a lot of keywords that are going to show up in search results. And then, which is good. And that's typically what I do. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it. It's just typically what I do. A lot of people will make a play for, they'll say to title it for humans. Don't worry about algorithms and stuff. Just title it for humans and try and get into the recommended videos. So because they're two very different beasts, and definitely popping up in somebody's recommendations is huge. It's a really good thing as well. And that is the difference between potentially going viral and not. The reason that I like keywords is, and it kind of works in your situation because in terms of a business, your goal is to get high quality subscribers that potentially can convert into online personal training clients.
Exactly. Yes.
Which is a lot different than getting casual subscribers and a whole lot of them. So to me, you'd be better off with, 10,000 really, really good, engaged followers than to have 100,000 casual viewers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And again, like using this channel as a kind of a thing for that, as an example, I started making money with this a fitness marketing hub channel at 123 subscribers. Because the first thing that I started to do was the private one-on-one 1 hour consultations, where we could go over people's channels and basically find out, and look at the analytics, find out what's wrong, make changes and stuff like that. And so that was the thing is, I have a background in health and fitness, marketing and branding. And I could do a general marketing thing just for any YouTube channel. But there's a lot of people out there doing that. And quite frankly, there's a lot of people doing it better than me that have big followings and stuff. So rather than getting into that crowded pool, I focused on fitness because that is my background. And so usually when somebody finds me, like it's great that you either want the stuff that I'm offering or you don't. There's no in between. And I actually like it that way. So typically people that subscribe to my channel, they're very interested in growing a YouTube channel, like a fitness one. So they're very interested in what I'm saying and they're very engaged. And for conversion to a potential one-on-one consultation, to a channel makeover, to all these different things, it's a much higher chance that they'd be interested in doing that as opposed to just doing general YouTube stuff like gaming channels or something. So it's the same thing here where, the more precise the person you're speaking to, the better. So, I mean, like beginner is definitely good. You could, I don't know how far you'd want to, I mean, right now you're at a point where you can really kind of experiment. You can do dumbbell workouts. You can do, stretching workouts, beginner workouts. You can do there's just so much you can do.
Can I ask you something? Because this is kind of what I'm thinking about doing.
Okay.
Is so I'm thinking about doing the 8-week blocks of program, like kind of like a mini program. I've been deciding between like 4 or 6 weeks, but I kind of want them to go through like a structured program.
Yep.
And what I was thinking about doing was doing one that's like completely body weight. The one that I'm going to do now is just all body weight, so they don't need any equipment. And then the next program would be a dumbbell one. And then the next program would be, and just kind of for the first like year or so to do those based on the implement that they would use, So if someone only has a dumbbell, they can do that one. If someone has no equipment at all, they can do that one. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, no, I think that's great.
Yeah.
It's just, it really amazes me. And again, like there's so many question marks when it comes to YouTube that even I'm still trying to figure out. But the farther down that you really can niche, to me, it's just it's the better. And there are people that will full on say that are completely opposite. They say niching down is bad. And I will fight with any one of those people. Simply because the more you can speak directly to someone, the better. It's no different than, if you're a busy mom and you're a personal trainer and you offer personal training at your local gym, if a busy mom comes into that gym and they have a choice between training with a 22-year-old male bodybuilder looking guy or a busy mom who gets her and understands all the, the nuances of being a mom and trying to stay in shape, she's going to go to you.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, unless she's single or something. So I mean, like that's the thing. It works the exact same, in my opinion, as it does when you're at a gym. People gravitate towards people that they feel will understand their dilemma, because when it comes to fitness sales, even free stuff, it's an emotional sale. So it really is somebody connecting with you. Your workout does not have to be perfect. It's just a matter of, they understand that you kind of get where they're at.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. Like I I see you've got the step there. I think step aerobics are totally underutilized now. Like it's looked at as kind of passe, but there's a huge population of people that still love those workouts. I was watching a documentary a couple weeks ago, actually, on Richard Simmons, and they were just showing like what made him explode as a presenter, and really it was just the fact that he connected with these people so well, and and anybody could do his workouts. Anybody could go there. He took away a lot of the insecurities, and they were fun. People went out and
Yeah.
did his workouts, and they didn't feel like they didn't belong, and all of that. And that's the thing is, and he didn't. I don't think he even used steps, but he didn't use anything. But I see like some of the trending searches this year that I've noticed are 80s workouts, like Kathy Smith. What's her name? Ted Turner's wife. She was the original, the OG. I'm trying to think of what her name is, but shoot. Anyhow, people are searching for their old workouts and doing them just because they had that old kind of aerobic tone. And I've got clients that are actually experimenting now with 80s style workouts to see if it actually attracts an audience.
So you think that like the best thing for me to do right now, since I'm so new, is kind of play around with some of those maybe different things and see like not like, oh, Jane Fonda, that's right.
That's right. Thank you. I can't see who said that because it just says Facebook user on my
I really appreciate your time. I know that there's other people that want to hop on here.
No, we've got lots of time. We'll get everybody on.
So what, like, hot takes, you just looked at it. What do you think I can work
on this one here?
I mean, and just in general, like things that I should be focusing on moving forward.
Just starting out, I think that this is all quite good.
Oh, good.
And I can tell you're probably in a smaller room.
Yeah, I'm in a bedroom.
For being in a smaller room, you've framed it really well.
Okay.
I mean, you've got a little bit of headspace. You're able to get on the floor. All that's good. I really, at this early stage, I can't pick on anything in the actual layout of this workout. I think you did a great job. Okay. Like I said, if I want to be real nitpicky, I would say just take the timer and maybe corner it. And I mean, you're in a position where you could actually make it a little bit larger if you wanted to, simply because this is all dead space over here. So if it was over there, and even if it was a little bit bigger, wouldn't really matter.
Okay.
Other than that, nothing. But let me go to the main channel.
So I have not done anything with like my about page or any of that yet. I know that I need to.
I did notice that, and you should. You definitely should.
Yeah.
Because again, it's one of those things where keywords are going to assist you. Anything you can do that helps you show up in search results.
Okay.
Is a good thing. And so doing a good about me, always make sure that first sentence is very to the point, because when you look up your channel on a mobile phone, it's only going to show the first sentence. It's kind of a synopsis of your channel.
Okay.
I think being very clear about the content on the channel is good. I don't think you have to go out. I mean, I see some people that they kind of start laying out all their credentials and stuff like that. I don't think that matters. I think just knowing this is the channel, this is what we do, this is when I post, and that sort of thing. So like, your banner is good in the sense that it's pretty
I'm not a huge fan of it. I want to change it.
Yeah, no, the graphically it could be improved.
It's pretty simple. Yeah, I don't really.
Like all the I'm just noticing like this is obviously a Canva job, I think, because you cut this out, I can tell.
Yeah.
Which people that watch my channel know I'm not a huge Canva fan. It's not I think Canva is a great resource for people that are not naturally designers.
Yeah.
But the problem I find with Canva is that a lot of people's thumbnails and stuff look the same because they're building it on a template.
Yeah.
So that's really the only thing that I would say negative about that. But the fact that you've got it plain and simple right here, home workouts for beginners, that's good, because that just in and of itself, it's like, okay, I know what this channel is. It's home workouts for beginners. So if somebody's advanced, they probably aren't going to subscribe.
Right.
But if somebody's a beginner, they probably are. And that's good. You're not, anybody that tries to be the channel for everybody is going to be the channel for nobody.
Right.
So you're speaking directly to an audience.
Yeah.
You could on this, because I know right now you've got this kind of framed so it fits on a mobile phone as well as a computer screen.
Yeah.
That's good. But for the actual computer screen or for the smart TV and that, you could list a few of the different subgenres that you do. Like if you do step aerobics, dumbbell training,
Okay.
body weight, whatever that is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Couple little subcategories in there wouldn't hurt. Other than that, when it comes to things like text and stuff, I would stick to two colors. I'm very
Okay.
big on kind of one vibrant color and then one sort of more of just a monotone color. So if you were going to do this gray, I would go full on, just go black.
Okay.
Or I would make this background white so that this pops more.
Yeah.
Because these shades, even though one's a color and one's kind of a darker color, they're both a little bit darker, where I think it would be better. Like if this was white, for example, it would show up even more. And that's the thing. You don't want anybody to miss any of this stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
But yeah, and kind of the same thing. Like, I mean, what do you shoot with? You use your camera or
It's an
phone?
iPhone.
iPhone? Okay, that's I can't complain with iPhones are crazy good now. So
It's an iPhone 10 too. It's old.
there's a video on my channel about doing thumbnails, and I try and make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
And just rather than trying to take pictures of yourself and that, which can be time consuming, a pain in the butt, if you were to turn on your video portion of your camera and have it set for 4K or whatever, and just basically do a series of different poses that you can basically pull a screenshot from later.
Okay.
It's a quick and easy way to do it. There is a video that I can send you the link to. It's on the channel, just for it's like an easy thumbnail. But I mean, you're a nice looking woman, and you're so far away. Like it's hard to. I guess you're trying to build rapport with people through a camera, which is hard enough as it is.
Yeah.
And when you're that far away, it's like it's hard, there's no as silly as it sounds, there's no eye contact. Like it's hard to really see you.
Okay.
And I think that it would be good to try, and you can just try this as just as a comparable. Like if you were to step, like I'm just looking right now at the one that's moving here.
Yeah.
If you were to step up and kind of step towards the camera, even if it cuts you off at mid thigh or waist, and you're a little bit closer, and so you could be taking up the entire half of that shot.
Right.
And just a nice shot of you smiling. Maybe you're holding dumbbells because it's a dumbbell workout or anything like whatever. And then you can make your text a little bit bigger on the other side.
Okay. I'll definitely do that for the next one.
Yeah, just little ideas. And again, it's right now you're very much, I mean, it's good to be kind of locking down what you want to do in terms of your niche and your style. But you're also lucky that you're kind of in an area where you can experiment. And in another couple of months, views and stuff are going to start to go down because people are going to head outside. And that gives you a good 3 or 4 months to really play around with things, try new things, and you can kind of gauge what works and what doesn't. And it is surprising what works and what doesn't sometimes. The most watched video on my fitness channel is how to do a trap bar deadlift. And it was a complete throwaway video that was done, must be almost 10 years ago now. But it's like page 1, top of page on Google. And it gets watched so much. And it's like, I didn't know there was that many people on the planet that didn't know how to do a trap bar deadlift. So, and that's the thing. And again, don't always gauge it on views. To me, views are irrelevant. If you look at the Fitness Marketing Hub channel, I'll get on average, I'll get a couple hundred views on videos. That channel brings me in almost the equivalent of a full-time income. And I haven't even been posting that much lately. But it's got a niche audience that it pulls in. The people are very engaged in the content. They go back and watch the old content. The channel could be a lot better. I could be doing a lot more with it. But it's a perfect example in that, people are pushing to, and I mean, a very small part of my income is Google income.
Yeah.
It's all basically products and services that are offered, memberships, things like that basically that bring in an income, but it's all based on the initial setup of the channel. And that's kind of the same thing. Like really focus on getting people to come in, like your videos, watch them for a long time, and really be engaged with your stuff.
Okay.
So that's basically my advice there. And yeah, I mean, if you ever have like more questions about that, we can always sidebar about it too. But overall, for just starting out, I think you're doing great. Like I said, takeaways would be focus on the long form stuff. I do, but I do understand what you're saying with the shorts in terms of just kind of practicing.
Yes.
So for that, I get that totally.
Yeah.
But ideally, you want, like, one of the things I typically recommend to people is you can see all this white space.
Yeah. I got to fill that up.
Fill that up. Yeah. Because that's just think in your head, if you were to go to a channel and if you were to see just a couple of videos, even if they're really good, it's like, well, there's only 2 videos. Am I going to, waste my time subscribing?
Right.
People just think weird like that. They don't realize that there's probably more coming. They're like, oh, I'll check back in a couple of months, and they don't. Right. So that's the thing, filling that in with real nice videos and with good vibrant thumbnails, and thumbnails match up with the banner, and just, it makes it look like a full-on brand. All that kind of sizzle is what will kind of keep them in or make them subscribe. And then the quality of your contents was going to keep them there.
Okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time and your advice.
No problem. I appreciate you calling in. And yeah, and just like I said, any other questions, just fire away, fire in the comments, whatever you need.
All right. Sounds good. I'll sign off for now. Thank you so much.
Take care, Sarah. See ya. Bye. Kathy, if you want to use the link and call in, by all means, feel free. Oh, that was fast.
Yeah, I was already.
You're already.
I apologize. My daughter's in the background, so she's gonna be bugging me.
That's okay. I have 4 daughters, so I get it. All good.
Okay. Okay.
Do I have that right? It's Kathy, right?
Yes, it's Kathy.
Okay, make sure I know. Let me get your channel up here, Kathy.
So, okay, can you throw it away?
No. Okay.
Kids.
See if I can find you here. Is Kathy Fits the channel name as well?
Yes, Kathy Fit.
Oh, I'm missing an H.
I had to turn off the channel, they say, because it was giving me back feed.
Oh no.
I'm echoing.
Dance, fitness, confidence building, and mental health. AFA certified. When did you start up?
So I've been doing YouTube for a few years actually, but I just been off and on because I was trying to discover my voice.
Yep.
And I was doing dance when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I started doing fitness with okay, mama. Okay, go. I started doing fitness, but the type of fitness that I was doing wasn't like I was doing the I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's all good.
Mama, go watch TV. Go watch TV.
No.
Okay, let me have her sit here.
All good. I'll take a look at your stuff there.
Okay, so it used to be I used to do workout reviews and all that from a specific MLM, but then I departed ways because I no longer wanted to do that and no longer believed in things that they would say, if that makes sense. I don't know. I don't
makes total sense.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, this is very diet culture. So I was like, no, I'm departing ways with this. So I definitely stopped talking about it in general. And then but because of this company, I discovered that I really was into fitness and I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to become certified.
Yep.
I'm actually working on to become a personal trainer myself. Okay, mama, you're gonna have to watch that over there. Go. Go to the couch because that's too loud. Okay, we can't because we can't. Okay, sit here. Sit here. Oh my goodness, this is the part about having children. Okay, so basically, I am working on certain other certifications for that, but I wanted to use my channel to build my brand.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for a while, but I'm still just self-discovering what, like, my voice.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
No, that's totally normal, and it does take time. Everything here.
There you go.
The focus is like on dance and fitness, so I started doing dance fitness.
Yep.
If that makes sense. And it's interesting that you have brought up earlier about the step aerobics.
Yep.
Because that's something that I was like, maybe if I implement that, like I hadn't thought about it before, and I was like, maybe if I implement that, but I have zero experience with step aerobics. So
I mean,
yeah.
and a step aerobics person is going to jump all over me for this, but it doesn't really. I mean, it requires choreography, but the good thing about step aerobics is, in my opinion, and again, like I get jumped off for this. It's excuse me. If you're teaching a kettlebell workout and you're really not very experienced with kettlebells and you're showing improper form and you're bending your back different, you can hurt somebody.
Of course.
I struggle to know what, like, my feeling is that if you were to do a step workout, and even if you were kind of clumsy at doing it, I don't feel like anything you're doing is going to cause harm to anybody else. So for that reason, like I would certainly practice the choreography before you do it. But at the very least, it's one of those things, because typically you're not using any other equipment and things like that. So it's, a less chance of injuring somebody or something like that. So
yeah, it's not really a thing that I'm planning to do right now, because right now what I'm doing is just building my playlist on like dance fitness workouts and my own actual dance choreography. I looked at the analytics. I'm not sure how the dance choreography is gonna do, because it doesn't seem like it's performing all that well, but I'm gonna give it time.
Yeah.
Because I know it's not, the songs that I'm using are not popular at all. They're like royalty free songs.
Right.
And, because I'm not, like, even though there's fair use to certain songs, I still can get demonetized, even though I'm not monetizing at the moment, but I don't want to be demonetized.
You can even be demonetized using the royalty free stuff on YouTube if you're not
If it's not used correctly. Yeah.
You won't get in trouble for it, but they can decide to take it off that market. And then suddenly what happens is you'll get a message saying it's totally okay for you to use it. Just so you know, any money made off this video is going to the owner of that song, which can really mess it up.
Yeah, and that's why I keep paying for the license, because they have, like, the one I use. I know that there's some backlash on it, but if I get a message like that, I'm just not gonna put a monetization in the video. I'll just stop it if that's the case. So those are things I already thought about, but it's just, I guess, like, optimizing my videos, because it's more fitness and dance. Like, I've gotten a lot of advice from like other like YouTube experts that I'm actually friends with, and they tell me very good advice, but I'm like, it's still so general that it's not like super niche on what I'm trying to do. I don't know if that makes sense.
As a good starting point, what are they telling you? This will kind of, I'm
just
curious.
This is like years of like years. I've been doing this for years, so it's like, obviously they'll tell you to optimize your titles, your thumbnails, look at your descriptions. Some are like, some push the captions, not always. There's so much. They always say, like, always look at your analytics, because that's what's going to determine what is really working and what's not.
Yeah.
But sometimes that can be a hit and miss for me, because again, it's really hard to say if I should be optimizing for search or for recommended.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I would say in your case, it would be more optimizing for search.
mm,
I think, because I think it's much more like when you look up here, dance, fitness, confidence building, mental health, it's very specific.
mm,
It may almost be too much stuff.
yeah,
That's the hard part. Like because I've noticed it's I don't see anything about mental health that's worked into
because
your
that's
title.
brand new. It's
Yeah.
brand new.
Yeah, it's like it's not worked into your titles, which is good. The easiest way that I can kind of describe it is when it comes to dealing with the YouTube algorithm and how things get promoted.
Mhm,
It's a robot. It doesn't like it's a computer. It doesn't know anything about you. So it's trying to understand who you are.
mhm,
And what happens if, like, let's say, for example, one of these, what's up in your banner here? I'll
mhm.
bring you on screen here.
Also, as you can tell, I'm not the typical like type of coach, like very fit and ripped. But I understand a lot of like background. So when it comes to like fitness
Yeah.
and like diet culture, I'm just like, ugh, yeah.
There we go. You can see that. Okay. Um,
I also A/B test the thumbnails a lot. So
oh, do you?
yeah, with TubeBuddy.
Okay. What does it tell you?
It would like help me determine which thumbnail gets more clicks than others.
Yeah.
That has been a big help for my channel
Mhm.
because I noticed that's what it's because I have more like I've been recently uploading a lot more versus like years ago because I had to take a break.
Mhm.
But that's what's been helping me like with the more like let me see 1, 2, 3 like the last 8 videos. And that's why it ends up being that one because that's the one that people click the most.
Right. So where's the mental health part come from with you? Now, is this something where you've experienced some mental health
Hmm
and
I
things like
think I
that?
want what I wanted to share with the mental health and the I guess the confidence building. It's more like I wanted to share my story behind it and just see who can connect with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that would fit in the channel or not. So it's something that I was thinking about. And then at some point I was thinking it was like, what if I do some sort of like podcast? But then I was like, I don't know if this would fit in the channel as well. So that's like it's a struggle because there's it's a big category and then it's
Yeah.
just like how do I balance this out?
Personally, I think, and this kind of goes back to some of the stuff we talked about in the last call with Sarah. You're in a niche that potentially is really good. Like and I know this as well. Like I've owned health clubs and worked with people. I've run boot camps with like as many as 50 women in them, and I've had women cry in my boot camps. I had all kinds of issues, and you find out really quickly that a lot of these people are there's a lot of emotional reasons why they joined the boot camp. It's not necessarily to have a 6-pack abs. It's
Mm-hmm.
their husband's not looking at them the same. They have pain because they just like a lot of little things like that. And I think maybe as opposed to coming out and saying confidence building, mental health, things like that, maybe your messaging really should be like kind of similar to what we had discussed with the Richard Simmons stuff, is just get up and have fun. I mean, there's a lot of people, because you just mentioned being not the prototypical trainer.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who have that same sort of mentality about exercising or going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't feel like they belong at a gym. And it's like everybody belongs at a gym if they want to go. But for somebody to not go to the gym because they feel uncomfortable or they feel like I'm not in good enough shape to go to the gym, which is completely counterproductive, having a channel where maybe somebody they can relate to, and the messaging is more so just like, let's get up, let's have some fun, let's dance, let's enjoy ourselves, life is short kind of deal. Like that could be very empowering, and it could help a lot with mental health. And again, I'm just thinking out loud with it.
No, it makes sense.
But I mean, like, one thing right off the bat, I would say, like, you got to smile on your thumbnails. You're dancing. You're supposed to be having fun, and there's some pretty serious looking thumbnails there.
Oh, it's because of the type of dance that is. It's
Okay.
more attractive when you're not exactly smiling. It's more like,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like seductive kind of, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It may not work. I'll probably change it just to test it.
Yeah, and I think too, because I can see with some of the pictures that you probably have no lighting in terms of just like natural light, probably.
Yeah.
So there's some shadows over your face. If you get a little bit closer to the camera, that would probably help that a bit. Or move somewhere where there's like behind the camera is a window, so there's like some outdoor light that's kind of hitting your face. That will help the quality of the thumbnail, because that's the thing is, if your thumbnails aren't, really good, they're not going to find out that the workout's good, because they're not going to make it past the thumbnail. They're not going to notice the thumbnail, so they just breeze by it. So you're never going to know whether or not your workouts are good if they don't click through. And that's like, excuse me, a big thing to check is your click-through rates. Because I was going down a rabbit hole earlier and I got lost. I do that sometimes. So
all good.
Yeah. What was I going to say?
Thumbnails.
I just lost it again. But yeah, with the thumbnails, that's obviously going to be a big thing, and definitely you're kind of hiding behind with the text in your thumbnails. I would lighten up the drop shadow a little bit.
Okay.
It's pretty strong, and I noticed, like, with the word sensual, like, it's almost separated from the actual word. And for one like this, where you've got one half of the wall and the background's black, I would have the colors reversed, even like have sensual and yellow, dance in purple or something. Just to try and separate it. So you're just optimizing that people see it.
Got it. And actually, that's my actual wall. That's my actual wall. Yeah,
and when it started working there, I figured that's the room that you're actually doing it in.
I was testing it just to see how it would work out, because the other ones are like Canva.
Yeah.
So I just I've been experimenting, because I can only use Canva at the moment until I'm able to actually upgrade better.
Yeah.
But it's hard, because especially I have the back. Just when I first made it, I was like, "Oh, this is such a great idea, black." So when I do my filming for dancing, it'll look really cool, like in the dark.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing my workouts, it doesn't work, and I'm like, "Oh, I look like a floating body. I didn't think this through correctly." So that's why I'm in the corner like that, and it's been a hassle. The other videos are much older, and
they're started back up.
Yeah.
I just remember what I was going to say and I forgot it again.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. When I was talking earlier about the algorithm and it being a robot, it's constantly trying to understand who you are. So if you have too many messages in your videos, like if it were to say, and I'm making this up because I don't even see it here, but sexy and easy dance tutorial, and let's say you had mental health and build your confidence in that, they're trying to figure out who your audience is.
Got it.
And if you've got too many things on the go, it's going to guess. It's going to okay, there's mental health stuff. Let's put it out to people that do searches for mental health. Now, the majority of the people searching for mental health are probably searching for advice from, doctors, naturopaths, things like that. They're probably either not going to watch your video because it's not what they're looking for, or they're going to click on it out of curiosity, but they weren't looking for a workout, so they're going to watch it for a few seconds and turn it off.
Yeah,
when that happens, over time, the algorithm starts to compute that, okay, the average watch time in this video is very low, so let's stop showing it to as many people, because obviously this can't be a very good video. when in reality it's a really good dance workout video, but the dance workout people aren't seeing it. It's being shown to mental health people. It's being shown to sexy dance people. Like, so that's why you can be very cautious with how you title these videos. They'll still try and show it to people, but the more like I always use the example of the Fitness Marketing Hub channel, even more so than my workout channel, because everything is marketed towards fitness and how to build a fitness YouTube channel. My channel is only for people that want to build a fitness YouTube channel. If you're not doing that, there's no point in subscribing, and I'm okay with it, because the people that do subscribe, they really love the channel. They tend to stick around, and YouTube knows exactly who I am, and it shows me to exactly who I want them to show it to. Anybody that's searching for how to film a fitness video, how to make a fitness thumbnail, work it, like all that kind of stuff, that my channel always shows up. So while my channel only grows by 2 or 3 people a day, they're very good quality subscribers that I can, work with, and some of them become members that I work with, and some of them I do other work for. So I mean, that's really good for me, and that's the same thing applies to you in terms of really kind of zoning in on who your audience is going to be. Like if you're looking for people that maybe struggle with mental health, maybe have insecurities, they want to do some exercise, but they can't find a workout channel that they feel kind of a community and sense of belonging to, you could be that channel. But I definitely think if you're looking for people that maybe have some of those insecurities, I think your thumbnail should be more welcoming in terms of you should look like you're having a ball.
Why?
Even if it's a sexy, even if it's a sexy dance or something like that, I think it's good that you have a lot of fun in terms of what you're doing, and so they feel like, I want to jump in on that too. It looks like fun.
Got it.
That's really it. I mean, you're still early on.
I have to probably change this because I think I haven't changed it in a while. I have to like I said, I'm rebranding myself in a way.
Yeah.
Because I know that the target audience that I had before was like stay-at-home moms, which is fine because I'm pretty sure stay-at-home moms would probably enjoy something like that, just to feel like they're sexy again or something, which is great. But I still am trying to find exactly.
Not to mention that you also have the added advantage of kind of knowing the schedule. Like, are you at home with your daughter every day?
Yes.
Okay, so
she's going to school soon, but I'm like,
that if somebody right now at 12 o'clock is doing a live workout thing, you're probably not jumping in on that because you've got too much going on. I can see that your daughter she's wide awake right now. So I mean, you kind of know the schedule of a stay-at-home mom, and you can kind of you can work within those confines. And again, we talked about this in that last call as well. Being able to connect with people and you understand their lifestyle. You understand that they're home with their children a lot more. They don't do as many things for themselves. They don't get as much time. So, whatever time of day that you have free time, that's probably the time of day that they start to get some free time. And to be able to do things like a live stream, have your workouts drop at that certain time. But again, your analytics will tell you when your audience is online. It's probably too early to tell that right now. Because if you're rebranding, then your audience is going to change, and it might get worse before it gets better. But that's okay, because over time, you're going to get the people that you want.
Yeah, and like I said, okay, so I used to work with a coach for video marketing and stuff, and he would always, because he kind of knew what I was doing before, and he was like, seems like you're aiming for moms and plus size mom at that, and I'm like, now I don't know. So that's another thing. It's like there's so much that I want to include, but it's hard because then it's like you said earlier, if you target for everyone, you won't target for anyone.
Yeah,
Um,
it's kind of, it's no different with even like a regular television show. Like the best comedies are comedies, and you know it's hard to put like a comedy horror show or you know a sci-fi comedy show, or like sometimes it's just hard to mix and match those things because it becomes just too much. It becomes like a variety hour show.
mhm.
Um, and in time, like a big YouTuber like Heather Robertson or someone like that, she can pretty much do whatever she wants now because people are searching for her.
And not her workouts
Right,
specifically. I
right.
understand.
Um, so yeah, so they're basically searching for her. So just give me one sec here, okay? One sec.
No problem.
All right, sorry about that. My wife was just coming home there 'cause she tried to go to work, and the storm's just too bad.
Oh man.
So I just want to make
Man.
sure that the dogs didn't attack her. Uh, I forget what were we talking about just before there.
You were talking about a YouTuber that
Yeah,
is.
so I mean, over time, as you build like a community of people,
Mhm,
you become kind of the star.
mhm,
And right now, you're not going to be the star of your channel. Your content will be. You're kind of a
mhm,
supporting actor. So that's why
mhm,
you need to kind of really kind of niche down on an avatar in terms of what the content's going to be.
mhm,
And it doesn't mean you have to be only doing dance workouts or things like that, but maybe like again, it should be something that obviously you enjoy doing.
yes.
But yeah, like if it's going to be dance inspired, that's great. I mean, again, a further message might be like if you're trying to actually I'll go back to your about like again where women can be themselves. Like again, I think that's a really good thing.
Mhm,
But the way that that is worded
mhm,
is not going to help you
uh,
in search results and stuff.
mhm,
Um, but basically, I think really reiterating, like again, going back to that Richard Simmons documentary I was talking about,
mhm,
um, like when they were talking about him, they said like his big selling factor is the fact that no, he took away all insecurities. Anybody that came into the room felt welcome. Um,
mhm,
the workouts that he did, anybody could do them, and they
mhm,
were fun, and people just laughed, and it was really just about getting up and moving around, and so that really was what made him such a big, huge star.
got it.
You know, rather than trying to be, you know, and I deal with a lot of people who produce workouts that are way too hard for people, and
Yeah, no.
it's like they're trying to impress other trainers that they know as opposed to actually catering to a certain clientele. Some of my best workouts on my channel are beginner level workouts. Um,
I prefer beginner workouts to intermediate, depending on the person, obviously,
yep,
because I feel like it just anyone can do them, even if they are advanced and they're like, "Well, I want to take it easier today." Not that it's easier, but it's like
yeah,
it's probably a little bit more or less intense, and they just want to take it easy, and they can do a workout like that, and they can just have fun, and that's the goal. Like I'm trying to have fun while they're having fun. Like,
yep. Yeah, exactly. I just think it's one of those things where you can kind of like it's just like a you know here like just for 1 hour you can just be a diva, not a mom. You can just have fun, you know, and kind of have it set up like that, like and really make it feel like it's a tight knit community of people, and just grow that community,
yeah.
and get people in and just really yeah just start pulling people in because that too when you start to niche on a certain clientele, like
Mhm.
let's say that you do get a lot of women who maybe do have insecurities, they feel they can't be themselves, maybe they feel like they're too heavy to go to a gym or something like that. um, that's a gold mine for sponsors.
Mm.
like everything from clothes to products to all kinds of things like that. So you're not there right now, but someday you will be. So why not plan now? It's like, I want to pull in the type of clientele that, as much as I love them, I want to make money off them.
Well,
And,
yeah.
and so knowing that because that's the thing, is that for you to be able to pitch your channel, because in some cases they're not going to come to you. The type of sponsors that will come to you are going to be, oh, here, I'll give you a free pair of socks if you wear them in your video and talk about them for 10 minutes. The good sponsorships are going to require you putting together a pitch deck and reaching out to them. and I've said before, like during COVID, I reached out to well over 200 companies. I got about 10 responses out of 200 emails. Out of 10 responses, I got 3 sponsors. Wow. Very, very bad percentage, but that percentage was $6,000 a month for me. And I'm in Canada, which is like $10,000 a month. So I mean, like as much as the percentages seem bad, that's actually really good. And that's all I wanted.
I mean, for some people that may be bad, but for a person that's not making any money, it's like, that's money.
That's why I laugh. A lot of people that do this coaching and stuff, they're trying to portray like, oh, I made my first million doing this. And I'm like, BS, you did. Like, your videos are terrible. You're using an Amazon ring light. Don't tell me you've got $1 million in your account. You can't afford better lighting. Like, don't lie. Like, I know what it's like to have no money at all. I've been there with kids.
I've been there too.
Yeah. And to make $6,000 a month in almost passive income. Yeah, I'll take that. And I think most people that I work with will take that. And because I still have a business that I run, like I have a digital marketing agency in Toronto, and I do stuff with clients and all that. I've got my second channel now, which makes money. And I mean, collectively, these things are all great. I don't need to be a millionaire. I just want enough that I don't have to think about money.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
That is the goal. That is the goal.
So I mean,
that is definitely the goal.
And it's baby steps, but that's the thing. You can put together a pitch deck, and you can go to a company and you can give them that elevator pitch. It's like, listen, I have X amount of subscribers. They spend on average 17 minutes a day on my channel, not 3 seconds like they do on an Instagram post. 17 minutes. I've got their attention today, or 25 minutes, whatever it is.
That's definitely on the analytics.
Yeah, these are all women between the ages of 30 and 50, many of who have a lot of confidence issues. They've got a sense of community. They trust me. And I'd like to work with your company and introduce them to your products. Like, you can really put together something professional, and you'd be surprised what you would get back in terms of potential sponsorships, and whether it's money, whether it's products, whether it's channel sponsors, lots of things. So I mean, and all of that planning happens now, even at 377 subscribers.
I do have like because I have to go soon because my daughter's about to go to school. I do have like my Instagram channel. It's slightly bigger. It's like in the 1,000 range. But I actually reached out to other companies more for affiliates because I genuinely like their products. There's a couple, like there's this one sock company that you have mentioned socks, which made me laugh. But it's like a dance sock company, and I used them for years. And I was like, hey, do you guys have an affiliate program? Because I really want to promote your guys' stuff. So that's how I approached it, because I was like, I'm a small creator. I don't know if anyone we really like. But learning over like the past year, I was completely wrong. Like, I'm like, I can literally reach out and like pitch them, but I just have to think about how to do it. And I do have like a media kit that I built. Well, I didn't build it. Someone made it for me, but and I'm gonna like re-edit it and like actually do that. Like, I'm gonna go for that just to see if I can get anything from it. Because
it's a really good idea.
But I would love to stay connected with you because I've been watching your videos for a while. I watched your marketing stuff than like actual workouts, because that was things that I was interested in. Okay, Mama.
And jump into the Facebook group if you haven't already. There is a private Facebook group, and so there's a lot of stuff that goes on in there too.
Okay,
it's called Fitness Marketing Hub.
Okay, I'll definitely do that if I haven't already. All right, I have to go now because my kid.
No problem. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you so much.
Catherine. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Sanoop Fit, what's this about? This is just an open live stream. Sanoop Fit, the channel's fitness marketing hub. We do a lot of work with a lot of fitness creators on building monetized brands on YouTube. So if you have questions, if you have a channel, fire away. This is just an open session. Not really anything planned. Just people are jumping in when they want to. So hopefully that helps you. So any of you guys are just joining us, today's live stream is just an open session, chance for you guys to ask questions if you have any about your channels, get your channels reviewed. I'm just I had a slow day doing some editing of my own, and just thought I would go live. So fire away if you have anything on your mind. Sounds good, Kathy. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Watching on mobile. How do you recommend to pitch to companies as a small creator? Basically, Kathy, you have to optimize what is good. So right now with your channel, because you're kind of in the middle of kind of rebranding it and changing it around, you may not be able to push the fact that, I don't know what your watch times are like or things like that. It's a little harder. Usually when you're smaller, I tell people to really, really focus on the quality of the content, because a lot of companies, and I know this from being on the other side of this, they've only got a certain amount of marketing dollars that they can spend on creating their own content. So if they discover somebody who creates really good quality content that's within the genre that they like to work in, regardless of how many subscribers you have, that's really good for them, because they could throw a fraction of the money at you to repurpose your content. Even if you don't get a lot of views on your content, if it's really good quality, if you have a small kind of like a small community of people, that's a bonus to them. But more so, they want to take your content and maybe they want to post it on their own social channels, which is great for you as long as they tag your channel, because you'll get spillover, new faces and new people that will find you in your community. So usually when you're smaller, you really need to optimize the content that it's really, really high quality. That way it's like they can look at it, they can say, okay, well, she's got a dedicated community of 400 people. Her content's really good. We could use it on our own YouTube channel, on our own Facebook, as long as we tag her in the posts. And so I think we could get her for X amount per month. So you wouldn't get like a super high payday for that, but you could get something. Again, the average for me to go out with in my last position, for example, for me to go out and do a shoot just to get some social media video and photos, that 1 day shoot would be about probably $8,000. So if I can throw you 500 a month to get some of that content, and I can find 16 people like you and spend my 8,000 on 16 different people who are all producing 4 videos a month. And so I mean, it can work out very good. So you can kind of make it easier they can make it easier on their marketing spend by throwing you less money. And then for you, you're getting a small payday. You might be getting some exposure through a big brand's channels. And people will cross over if they like your videos and follow you and stuff. So that's kind of how I go about that. 500 sounds good right now. Perfect. I think anything's good, right? And I mean, I've done sponsorships in the past where I couldn't get money out of them. So I offered to do it for free for a few months in exchange for them basically tagging me in posts. So I get some crossover views and stuff like that, which I did. And then I think with the last person I did that with, I said, after maybe 3 or 4 months, if there's some value here for you, can we rediscuss this? And they did, and it ended up being a paid sponsorship. So really, it's just a matter of starting to make some headway with people, make connections within the genres that you kind of want to get sponsored in or work in. And it doesn't always have to be direct A to B sponsorship. Like I've had sponsorships from art companies and on a fitness channel just to have their artwork in the background and stuff. So I mean, it doesn't always have to be a direct fit. I don't have to be selling dumbbells on my channel because I do dumbbell workouts or that sort of thing. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I'm just looking here on the Facebook page because I didn't know who did the Jane Fonda comment. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Oh, now I'm hearing myself. Shut up, Regan. I honestly love connecting with people. I just get a bit shy sometimes. Yeah, and I think it's just, especially when you're kind of just getting started and trying to figure out who you are in terms of your channel and stuff, Kathy, like you're probably a little bit timid because you're not, you might not believe you're offering enough to somebody to ask them for money. And I think everybody goes through that to a certain extent. So just get your channel to a level where you feel like pretty confident with it. And again, maybe your first couple of little sponsorships, you just do a sponsorship in exchange for exposure. That way there's no real pressure that you need to perform. It's just, I'd love to recommend you tell a company I'd like to recommend your products. I do these kind of workouts. I do dance workouts. I like the shoes you guys sell, or whatever it is. I'd just like to, is it okay with you if I recommend your products and maybe put a link to something? Because there's channels, or there's companies out there that they may not pay you money, but they may do kind of like an affiliate marketing thing where they give you a promo code or a direct link, and they can see, I've got some of these on the go, where if somebody clicks through in that link and buys something, you get a commission on it. So that way, basically, if nobody clicks through and buys anything, they've got nothing to lose. And if somebody does, you'll get paid. So there's things like that that can help a little bit too. And that way, again, you don't feel the added pressure or insecurity of, am I good enough to be getting paid by somebody or anything like that. So lots of different ways you can do it. So if any of you guys are just joining us, this is just an open live stream. I'm supposed to be doing some video editing, but I haven't been. And yeah, so just kind of, it's like an open study session. You have questions, you want your channel kind of reviewed, anything like that, you guys can reach out. Otherwise, you can watch me video edit. But yeah, I just happened to be in here for a few hours, so I figured it's a nice stormy Toronto day, and why not go live just for the hell of it. Speaking of hell, you can swear on YouTube now, and it doesn't affect monetization. So that's really good for me because I'm an East Coaster, and I've been holding back the swears for several years now. That just came out this week, actually. Because in the past, if you swore, would actually cost you money and potentially getting your channel demonetized. What am I looking for? Yeah, Kathy, the Amazon affiliate program, you could start that today and throw stuff on there. I mean, obviously, it's not going to do a lot until you start generating that traffic. So I would get the channel revamped first, but it's an easy one. I make a little bit of money off Amazon affiliate. It's not so much that I put a lot of time into it, but if I'm talking, like, for example, I did a video on how to do a good quality live stream, and all of the little pieces of gear that I use for my live streams, I basically put the Amazon affiliate links in there in case somebody wanted to buy them and things like that. You'll make a few dollars. Every little bit helps. You just got to start off with something. But I think when the last time I did sort of I broke down my income on YouTube, there was like 8 different things that were producing income, and all on their own, none of them were like enormous, but collectively it was a nice amount of money for YouTube, for sure. For me, at least. What part of the East Coast am I from? I'm from Prince Edward Island originally. So out in the Maritimes of Canada. try and edit a workout video. I've actually not put up a video on my workout channel in probably 3 weeks. Not good. No, Kathy, if you want to go back on, that's fine. No, not the States. I forget about that. It's Americans think the East Coast is like New York and stuff. I'm even farther east than that. Oh, the link. Yeah. There you go. Welcome back.
I was like, I'm back invading your space.
That's all good. Like I said, this was the no plan stream. So
I mean, I was like, let me just take advantage of this opportunity now. A lot more. And like I said, I love connecting, and I think I've learned so far a lot. So why not?
Well, that's good. I mean, that's what it's for. As I said, I just posted this last night. I didn't really share it too much or anything. So I mean, I'm shocked anybody showed up. But
oh no, I told you I've been subscribed to you for a while, so I saw that you went live. I'm like, whoa, what a lucky catch! Like this is really unexpected. But I was like, whatever, I'm going to be watching this today.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the process myself of slightly revamping some of my channels and stuff. So I'm just trying new things. And like I mentioned at the start of this, I had read that article just like this week about this body doubling thing, where people are, it's essentially for people who work alone a lot, which I do when I'm not actually on shoots. I'm basically in my office just producing stuff, and it does. After doing this for like 3 years now, it gets to be a little bit mundane. So I guess people are, and it's hard to focus and stuff. So people are starting to basically do their workday live, and it kind of gives them a sense of accountability. So I thought I would try that. And I'm like, well, since I'm doing it, I'll just basically have it open, and somebody actually wants to ask questions about stuff, because I like talking about this stuff. I think there's too much false information out there anyway, and there's too many people that are filled with crap.
Don't get me started with that.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. And it's getting so prevalent where there's people that are just full of crap, and I've been introduced, like when I've done public speaking as a YouTube expert. I'm not an expert at anything. I've just made some pretty serious mistakes in my lifetime that I can help other people avoid. I mean, I do have a lot of experience in this. I've produced commercials. I've been creative director for a large corporation, sports nutrition. I've owned health clubs. I've been a personal trainer. So, I mean, I've actually worked in this industry for quite a while. I understand the psychology of it. But yeah, you get people. I saw somebody yesterday who was like, one of the things I learned with one of my other jobs is whenever we're bringing in new people to be ambassadors, you have to kind of audit their social media to see if it's real or not. So I'm pretty good at going over that stuff to find out if somebody's full of it. And I saw somebody who essentially does what I do on this channel, do a big write-up on a video on how they built an audience of 50,000 people in 2 months. And it's like, well, I can answer that for you really quick if you'd like me to, because it's all fake. And it's like, to me, it's like, that's just the epitome of like, just, I don't know, shithead.
I know what you mean. I know exactly what's going through your head. I'm like, oh yes, like I get it. I so get it.
Yeah.
It's a lot like the YouTube ads when you see a lot of the fitness ones. I don't know. I don't know if I should say names or not, but because I don't want you to get sued.
Say names.
Okay,
we can be controversial here. I won't.
I'm pretty sure you've heard of this person. He's like super well known, but he is a scammer off the bat. The V-Shred guy.
V-Shred guy.
You don't know who that is?
I think I've heard that name before.
He's the one that's always talking about the metabolism, how you're like destroying it on the ads and stuff. And he was like, this is the 3 ways you got to do it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, the guy is a scammer. Like, he's all over TikTok, and TikTok coaches talk about him all the time. They're like, do not fall for his scams. He scammed millions of people. And I'm like, that's crazy. It's just like this other YouTuber. But I don't think she has credentials to say that she's an expert.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name, but she pretty much scammed a bunch of women.
Oh, really?
She was doing really bad. Because I used to follow her for her coffee videos. Because I was like, this is interesting because it's macro friendly. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then I started seeing her fitness stuff, and I'm like, something's very questionable about this. And I wasn't sure. Yeah. And then I found out like a year later that she's a scammer, that she does really bad form, that she's misleading, she's giving misinformation. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so bad.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one reason I do like YouTube, is that people who are kind of scammers in that, it's harder to hide on YouTube. You can really fudge yourself on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. It's a lot easier. Usually those people, when it comes to YouTube, because you have to do long form content and you get exposed. Like when you have to talk about something live to an audience of people, you can't prepare. It's easy for me to go and get something written and then just cut and paste that into an Instagram post with a picture of my butt or whatever. But it's a lot harder to come in and actually do it and have conversations with people about stuff. But you can usually tell those people really, like, I don't care, man. These people that go on about making millions and stuff, I could tell you the ones that make millions. I could tell you the ones that don't, and most of them don't. And I just think it's such BS. And I've actually filmed at conferences, like these D-bag conferences where they're all whatever talking each other up, like these life coach things and stuff, and they're so full of crap. And I'm just like, I almost have to tape my mouth shut because it's just so ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I get it. I don't know much about making like 6 figures or anything like that, but that's what I hear a lot. And I'm like, why is it that always marketed to 6 figures? Why can't it be like, let's make this, because if you're starting out, 6 figures sounds amazing, but it sounds so out of reach.
Yeah.
I'm like, why can't we just make it simple? Let's make $100.
Yeah. And then personal training's agreeing with us. YouTube is a great platform, but it's a shame. It's easy for people to know nothing to have a platform to produce stupidity. Yeah. And I mean, again, like it's because I even see it on YouTube. You get a lot of these. One of the reasons that my Facebook page is private, because I constantly have those people trying to get into my Facebook group to talk to you guys, to try and connect you with whatever scam they're doing. But all this stuff that you see, like you like me and I'll like you, you subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you. None of that works. And as a matter of fact, it actually hurts you.
Yeah.
And I've explained this in the past, and yet people will do it because it's not about building a business to them. It's literally, it's a vanity project. They just want to feel like there's something. And I feel bad for them because it's like, if you're that insecure, like I had people when I started this channel, I was at like whatever 150 subscribers, and people were like, "Do you even take your own advice?" And it was a dig at, you don't have very many subscribers to be talking like you know anything. And it's like, dude, by 1,000 subscribers, I was making like 3,000-4,000 a month off that channel before it was even monetized. So don't tell me not to mention the fact I have another channel that's making more than that, and I have a company that makes more than those two things. I'm okay. But like the 6-figure thing, that's possible. I'm actually working on like an online course for this kind of stuff, where it's not possible overnight, but if you wanted to make a YouTube channel, like if you're a personal trainer and you're trying to build up a channel, you can actually make a 6-figure income. And it's not as hard as you think when you break it down, because what it really comes down to is
high ticket.
No, I always refer to it as, I don't use terms like high ticket because too many people say that stuff.
Yeah.
But it comes down to a 2% rule is how I kind of refer to it. If you are managed to niche down your page and really dial it in so that when somebody in the health and wellness space at any level, whoever it is, find you, they're like, oh my God, I've been looking for a channel like this. That's the kind of subscribers that you need. And it's just a matter of being very, very targeted in who you're trying to attract.
Makes sense.
If you attract, like, let's say you're a personal trainer, whatever your channel is, over the course of, let's say 12 months, you can get monetized in a year if you're pretty diligent about it. And that doesn't mean posting every day. I got monetized on this channel in 1 year. A big component of that was live streams. It helped me it helped me with watch hours, getting that 4,000 watch hours. It also helped me with connecting with people, because I had a lot of people tell me that they liked my videos, but when I started doing live streams, it was more personal and they felt like they knew me better. And there was a trust factor that was built in there. And I'm really happy these people told me this, because I never thought of that. So I started connecting with more people that way. I got monetized, which to me doesn't really mean anything, because Google money's not a whole lot of money. It's a nice,
like 4 cents.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like, I mean, at its peak, I think it was about $800 a month. But if you attract 1,000 people in 12 months, and they're all very, they're at least moderately interested in what you're offering, they're available. If you can convert 2% of those people, so 10% would be 100, 5% would be 50. So 2% would be about 20 people. And what does the average personal training session cost now? $50?
Depending where.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's say it's $50. So $50 times 20 is what, 1,000 a month. So there's $1,000 a month off of 1,000 subscribers. So, and you just start to build on that. Like, for example, like one of the people that works with me on my other channel, she comes in and does videos on my channel for free because of the fact that, and she's told me this, that a lot of, I don't do personal training anymore. I'm not doing that stuff. I've got enough stuff on the go. But she has people that have converted from that channel to become online clients of hers. And I think she said there was somewhere between like 40 and 50 or something like that. And I see the comment about Bedros Keuilian. We're going to get to that. So I think she's making in the area, and I have a hard time saying this because it sounds fake, but she's making in the area of, I think, $30,000 a month.
That's amazing.
For people that have converted from my channel, way more than I make. And it's basically it's a higher ticket. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what the details were, but I feel like it was somewhere in the area of 40 to 50 people out of my fitness channel has 25,000 subscribers. So about 50 people are doing online coaching with her. And I think they pay about, is it 300 a month?
Wow.
Something like that. So 300 a month times about 50, whatever that comes out to be. I don't have a
That's
calculator in front of me.
awesome.
But it's so it is possible when you break it down. I couldn't believe it when I first heard it.
Mm-hmm.
But as you break it down, but that's the thing, is if you look at it as just get 1,000 good subscribers
Mm-hmm.
and then convert 2% of them. That's not a
Yeah.
high number, 2%. So
Mhm.
if you can make $1,000 off of 1,000 subscribers, because 2% of them converted to personal training clients at $50 a session. I'm just using personal training as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Then 10,000 clients or 10,000 subscribers, 2% conversion is going to be 200 online subscribers. And if that's at $50, then that's $10,000. So again, if and the 2% can be converted to anything. Maybe it's just a members program that you charge $10 a month for, like a private videos and stuff like that, and live streams and things like that. So if you've got 10,000 subscribers and 200 of them pay you $10 a month, then that's $2,000 a month, not to mention whatever you're making off your Google, whatever you're making off your Amazon affiliate, anything like that. So there's a lot of different ways to go about doing it. It comes down to what you're charging people, but mainly the most important thing is having a channel that's set up that it attracts a certain audience, and not somebody who's just kind of casually there, somebody who really
Yeah.
likes your channel.
A community, like a real community.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's definitely something that I'm striving for, because I say community first, because hello, how are you going to make money if you don't have a community? So
Yeah,
not
exactly.
anyone's just going to buy from you. So
Exactly.
I guess the last question, because maybe someone wants to get on, because I'm not sure if anyone else wants to get on. How would that work for a person who has an AFAA like certification, like myself, for group fitness?
What do you mean by how would it work?
Yeah, because I don't have personal training certification yet.
Yeah.
I'm planning to get it through ACSM, but it's something that I've been working on for a very long time. I failed the exams like 5 times. I'm not gonna lie. It was really hard to pass, but I was able to get my group fitness certification, which helped me further understand the other one better. But for now, I have group certification, and I'm also starting to do Zumba in a Y soon, and do like subbing for them. So I'll get a little bit more experience in teaching. But I want to do it in my channel with my own thing, like not with Zumba. It's like my own brand and my own videos. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yep.
So how would that work for group fitness and online with the monetization part?
I'm not 100% sure I'm following you with that, but so you don't want to do the Zumba thing because you don't want to call it Zumba? Is that what you're thinking?
No, it's just, I mean, we're allowed to use it, but we're not allowed to put everything online, and that's more of like live classes or virtual live classes. But I wanted to do also my own thing, like my own brand, my own creation, and I wanted to put it out there because I want to build my brand and eventually actually put the brand out there. I mean, it's going to take time. This is like years worth. Because eventually I actually do want to open up my own studio, but that's later.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do that right now. No budget, nothing. So, but yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
I mean, the thing with Zumba is that it's a huge search term on YouTube, like super, super popular every year. So not taking advantage, if you're legally allowed to say Zumba, I think you're missing out a little bit. But with that said, there's also lots of Zumba channels. What I would try and do if I were you, because I mean, you've kind of already proven that, dance inspired workouts are kind of where your passion is. You've got your certifications, which, I mean, we've just finished talking about it. Like, obviously you don't need your certifications to be on YouTube. People think to do it all the time, but the fact that you have it is good. Not to mention that, like, you're going to understand, what you're doing a lot better, but also it's just that you're legitimately, real. but finding a way to do almost like a hybrid subcategory of Zumba where that it's kind of a more exclusive workout that you've kind of fine-tuned, but it's within the family of Zumba workouts, just essentially so you can use the term Zumba is what I'm getting to. Like maybe you do, like if you're thinking about, again, women who are stay-at-home moms, maybe have some insecurities, things like that, maybe you do like a low impact Zumba or a progressive Zumba that, you know, you can do playlists where it's like they literally have a day one starting point that starts with lower impact, and then like a month 2 playlist, you know, and you can kind of explain to them like on month 2, it's like we're going to start adding a little bit of impact to the joints because it's important over time to, you know, as much as we don't want to put added impact on our joints, you know, the more that you do over time. Like for years, I never ran. I hated running. But I realized too, even as I get older, that doing runs and doing sprints and that is actually good for me as much as I hate it. It's because it does actually, you know, strengthen your joints to
Benefit.
Right, exactly. To be, instead of babying everything right into the grave. So, I mean, like there's ways to do that where it's like, it's very like Diamond Dallas Page is a perfect example of that. The pro wrestler who took up yoga. This guy is like a Jersey guy. And total, you know, man's man, like big dude. And he after his career was over, he started doing yoga, and he started a program, and I think he initially called it Yoga for Regular Guys, because he had a back issue and he was recommended to do yoga, and he's like, I'm not doing yoga, because he was like a dude. He started doing that. Over time, it became DDP yoga. Then it got really popular, and the yoga people got mad, and they said, you can't use the word yoga anymore. So now it's like DDPY, I think he calls it. But he's connected with an entire subcategory of people who would not be caught dead doing yoga previously. He kind of mixed yoga and calisthenics together and came up with this program, and he's marketed it really well, and it's a big program now.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, he took a traditional thing like yoga and he kind of modernized it and categorized it for guys who, you know, who maybe wouldn't do yoga. And so it's kind of the same thing with something like maybe Zumba or something, where you're kind of just doing like a subcategory of it. So you're niching down without being so far out on left field that you're not able to kind of take advantage of, you know, for lack of a better word, sort of drafting the popularity of Zumba. Because there may be people that want to do Zumba, but they can't, they don't think they can. You know, so maybe it's like it's a Zumba where the choreography is slightly different. Maybe it's lower impact, maybe it's slower, maybe it's faster, or whatever it is you decide to do with it.
Because it's like the company is so big that they literally have like everything from like really low impact to high impact choreography. So I'm wondering how that would work. I know that there's other like people that are like in a higher level. They're called jammers, and they come up with choreography for people who are like me, and like a regular instructor.
Yeah.
So they help us create more choreography and like.
But it's also, again, it's a combination of the convenience factor of people come across your channel, and it's all, I'm just throwing ideas, like it's all low impact Zumba workouts that are 30 minutes long or 20 minutes long or whatever. Or, you know, maybe if you're targeting busy moms, maybe it's like a high intensity 15-minute workout or something, like, again, whatever. It's the convenience factor of they found a channel that does just that, so it's much more exclusive for them. The relatability factor to you, if you're targeting an audience and you want them to connect with you on an emotional level, they may want to do these workouts with you as opposed to, I don't know, like a 20-year-old girl who has no kids and, you know, has a 6-pack abs or something like so that's another thing. So again, like, I have success with sandbag workouts, but I didn't invent them, and there's lots of sandbag workouts on YouTube, but there's very few channels that have like a bunch of sandbag workouts that you can actually do at home. A lot of the and I've had people tell me this, and I already knew this, but a lot of the sandbag workouts you find are like 100-pound sandbags, and they're like smashing them and throwing them around. It's like somebody in a condo in New York City can't do that. So what I do is more like in-home style sandbag training, functional training, with a normal size sandbag and a lot less smashing and banging because of the fact that most people just can't do that in their house. I'm sure there's lots of those workouts scattered about on YouTube, but I've put a whole bunch of them in one place. So if you, and the other thing with my channel is that there's no music and there's no talking.
Yeah, I need music in my channel.
Yeah, so I mean, people that just want the choreography and they want to jump in and do that, then they can do that. They don't have to worry about actually they don't want to listen to me, like, because I do get a lot of people, and I've experimented with adding music, and people will
I've actually watched your comments, and I know what you're talking about because I've watched your videos before, and I'm like, that's interesting. That's a very interesting.
Yeah, and I wonder sometimes, like, how people either love my channel or they hate it, and I've gotten both, but the ones that love it love it. And when I started adding I started even doing both music and no music, so there's 2 versions of each workout. And people they hated that. It's like, you're still getting no music, and it's like, yeah, I don't care, I don't want music on this channel. But you know what, I think I kind of just stopped doing music because it's like they like it that way. It helps me stand out. And the whole premise initially when I started doing that was turn on your own music. Like,
yeah, I was just
whatever motivates you. And it's like, you know, all of the time cues and visual stuff is there for you. You just jump in, and I've got like the picture-in-picture before the exercise comes up. Like, everything's there that can possibly be there, but it's just more of a silent thing where it's like it's there for, like the exercises are there, they're choreographed and put together. Just do it. If you want someone to motivate you and yell at you and stuff, then that's probably another channel. You know, but again, it's like that channel, it makes some money, so it's not like maybe I shouldn't be messing with it. Like, I can't be the channel for everybody, just like I say to you guys. So I'll be the channel for people that don't like talking, I guess.
Yeah, I'm experimenting with the voiceover too, and because I don't know, yeah, just to see what's like, what people like and what they don't like.
If the people like speaking, chances are they probably want to see you actually talk. They want that communication. And the one sort of hybrid that I've been playing with that I might try is actually doing like a really quick intro or an exit at the end where I talk and give just a little bit of a briefing of some sort. So just because my concern is that I'm not making any kind of emotional kind of rapport with the audience, which I think actually could hurt me. But yeah, so I've been doing my channel now for 4 or 5 years, and I'm still experimenting sometimes. So
it's a learning process. I don't know if anyone wanted to get on.
I don't know. And then personal training, did you want to jump on? We can also just talk over text too. I do want to get to his thing there. He's asking about Bedros. We'll talk about it anyway. But yeah, the link's there on the screen if you want to jump in and chat, man. Yeah, so Bedros. I'll start with this story. I had a partner in a gym who's a big Bedros fan, and this gym was down in Prince Edward Island, which is just a little island on the east coast of Canada. And he wanted to buy this big Bedros program for us. It's like, oh, it's going to make you triple your members at your gym in 60 days or something stupid. And so I absolutely said no. And I said, I will beat you down if you buy this. And the reason is because I think Bedros has a lot of aggressive tactics. And it's like, I'm in a small town of 15,000 people with 5 different health clubs to choose from. And the average household income in that town was, I think, $46,000 at that time. It was like 10 years ago. And if you go around this town and start doing aggressive LA style selling tactics, like you see big gyms do in the cities, not only will you not win over these people, they'll get pissed and you'll lose people. Like, it doesn't work. There's no and that's one of the hardest things about even what I do with YouTube channels. There's really not any one strategy I can give that blankets everybody. Like it just doesn't work that way, because in the biggest misconception, like, and I don't care what anybody says, fitness is an emotional purchase. There's an emotional buy-in, and there's usually a lot bigger. The problem with these guys is they're all talking to each other. So they think they can be aggressive with one another. They can, that they can do all this stuff, and they don't. So Bedros makes his money selling all this Bedroism stuff, like whatever it is that he does. He doesn't own a gym. Show me the successful gym that he's had. He's never owned a gym. So don't tell me how to run my gym. And that's the same thing. Like, I've never seen Bedros work out. I've never seen him have a YouTube channel. You're going to tell me how to build people on my YouTube channel? All he's got is this set amount of whatever little things, like these little aggressive tactics on building a gym. And then he basically brings in people and he trains them, and then they train people. And it's kind of like an MLM thing. And it's like, if Bedros wants to come on, argue with me about it, come on my little show here. I don't care. I don't buy it. And more so than him, I don't buy a lot of the people under him, because people who are directly under him, I've filmed them in events before. Like, I've actually met some of these people in that, and they're complete snake oil salesmen. And all I know is that they were trained by him. So my understanding of his stuff is limited. But my feeling is that he's full of crap, and he taught these guys to be full of crap, and that's what they do. Like, it's just these guys that have all the answers. Like, again, like, at least I can say, like, when I talk about video production and stuff, I've worked as a creative director for $1 billion company, creating commercials in the fitness and wellness space. When I talk about the emotional buy-in for a fitness channel, or for somebody who's kind of buying into your channel, and that, I've taught boot camps. I've been one-on-one with these women in my gym. This is one of the things when I started my job with the last company I was with. Literally, like, at that time when I started this job, I still owned a gym. It's 6 months prior to that, I was teaching boot camps, and then I jumped into this corporate job because my education is actually journalism and film. And so I'm literally 6 months separated from being with these women who are buying the products from this company, and they're telling me this is what they're thinking. We did research in New York City, and we did a focus group, and this is what they're thinking. It's like, well, I was just with a bunch of them, and I know exactly what they're thinking. But it's like, so that's the thing. It's just, I don't believe that there's one strategy that blankets everything. And because that's the thing, is like, even just, you and Sarah, for example, two people I spoke to today, I can't tell you what to do and then tell her to do the exact same thing and it's going to work, because you both have very different personalities. You have very different skill sets. You're catering to very different audiences. So there's certain things that kind of match up, but most of it is completely different. You need an actual exclusive strategy that works for you. So that's about as much as I can say about Bedros. So I can't, overall, I can't say for sure whether I think he's a good guy or not, but I know that he's spawned a lot of bullshit people that they swear by him and they're dickheads. So, you put 2 and 2 together and it equals Bedros. So that's my thought.
I think he had another question. He asked about Jonathan Goodman.
I don't know Jonathan Goodman. I don't think I do. Maybe it's one of those people I'd recognize the face, but he may not be here anymore. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure who that is. Maybe I could look him up.
His name sounds familiar to me. I just don't know.
See if I can.
Oh, I know. Okay, I know who he is. He's the guy that had this company that was exactly for coaches, basically. It was to grow your business as a coach. I forget the name, though, because I used to listen to his podcast before.
Okay. He's the creator of the Personal Trainer Development Center.
Yes, that's what it was called. I don't know if he stopped making content or something. Oh no, he actually just uploaded.
What's that?
He just uploaded. I just
Oh.
saw that. I thought he wasn't making content, but I guess he still is.
It's hard. No, I have to listen to some of his videos.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I think it's pretty. If you go into things with an open mind, like I don't think you should go in with, skepticism on somebody. I don't think you should go in just ready to throw money at somebody. You can, if you listen to somebody for 5 minutes, you can usually tell who is really kind of relaying some pretty interesting information and who's just really full of themselves, and they say a lot of just buzzword stuff like that. That's what I found when I was filming at this big life coaching, whatever these guru guys are. It's like I'd never heard so many people talk so much and say nothing. Like there was just nothing of substance there. And that's the part that bothers me about a lot of these guys. Like I'm to me, it's like, if I jumped on and looked at your channel today and told you, well, first thing you got to do, you got to go over to Instagram and you've got to basically like 10,000 people today. And then hopefully 1,000 of them will like you back. And then you should unlike all 10,000. So you're 1,000 up. And then you should it's just really stupid vanity metric stuff. Like a lot of these guys, and maybe this is the point, that they try and talk about, a lot of their stuff is about looking like it's kind of an act as if. It's like, do this and this and this so that you look like a big deal, and then they will come. That's kind of the overall arching strategy that they have. Whereas for me, it's like, I don't care about that stuff. I come at it, and you know what? Somebody could tear apart what I say too, but I don't come at it from that. I don't have any ego in any of this. I made money off a YouTube channel with 123 subscribers, and I slowly grew it, and it became a pretty nice residual income. So if my business got slower, I still had money coming in here. If this YouTube channel got slower, I had money coming in from this YouTube channel. Like I like stuff like that. One of the, as much as I do like bigger projects for film, I also, one of my easiest incomes that I have is I do time-lapse cameras on construction sites. And so I've got like a dozen time-lapse cameras right now that are out on construction sites. I get paid $100 a week for them just to be there. Wow. And there's nothing, like I don't do anything. I put them there, I go back 12 weeks later and I take them home. And then I give them a time-lapse video of that. And it's like, that's like, $1,000 a week for time-lapse cameras. And again, somebody who's a filmmaker might think to themselves that, they don't want to do that. They're an artist and that kind of stuff. It's like, well, you know what? I took that $1,000 a week, and right now I'm in the process of executive producing a movie that's going to be coming out probably in September, because it was just shot in Kansas City. So it's like I'm able to do both because I can do those little menial tasks or whatever they are, and do the other stuff. And I think that's what we all should collectively do, because that's all I care about. And maybe it's because I've come from not having money, and I know what that's like. So I really just don't want to think about money. That's all I need. If I have that much, I'm fine.
Oh, I understand that 100%.
Yeah, I don't care what I wear. Like this shirt I'm wearing right now, I made it myself. Like I don't care.
Look at that. You're an artist. There you go.
Exactly. It's Nirvana with a picture of Hanson on the front.
Oh wow! I just realized that.
just to irritate the alt rock community
and see if they know what they're talking about.
Exactly. But yeah, so I mean, like again, I haven't watched too much of Bedros, so I've seen a little bit, but I personally met people that have trained under him, and they're D-bags. I'm sorry, and I could name them off, but I'm not going to bother because I don't.
There's a lot of I realized it on YouTube. There are a lot of people who are like that. You swear, you look at them and you're like, oh, this person may know what they're talking about, but when you really watch their video, they're not saying anything. You're just like, where's the message here? Like, what are they trying to?
It's like a psychological mind screw thing. Like they try and really get people wound up. Like I've had people that I've worked with who didn't work with me for very long because they got really irritated because I told them the truth. It's like, you know, you can't be trying to specialize in a certain kind of fitness and pull in an audience while at the same time on your same social media trying to promote your OnlyFans. Those are two completely different audiences. And quite honestly, one of those audiences will be very turned off by that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and it's like, so if you're making good money from your OnlyFans, stick to OnlyFans. If you're
Or just don't promote it there, promote it somewhere else.
right, like it's just like, you know, and that's the thing. And I've had people that I've worked with who wanted to build up YouTube channels to funnel people into apps that they made for fitness, but they were over on Instagram posting pictures of themselves holding a bottle of protein in their underwear, like things like that, because they're trying to do those. Like these are people that are very addicted to the likes, and they need that instantaneous feedback, which unfortunately YouTube doesn't give you. That's one thing I love about YouTube is that if somebody likes my content, that or subscribes to me, they're there because they like my content. It has nothing to do with me. They don't feel sorry for me. They don't do it because they like me. It's all about the content, and I like that. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you're trying to cater to an over 40 female audience who maybe you're a high ticket, like let's say you're selling high-end personal training, then you're looking for a fairly educated female. And a fairly educated female who sees you in your panties holding a bottle of protein on your Instagram, they're going to be like, F this chick. I'm not paying her any money. Like that, most of them are like that because they're smart and they're just like not impressed by that and stuff. So it's like, you can't really do both. And that's when it comes down to really being in control of your social media.
And I think sometimes there's a confusion when people who are in the fitness industry, like, for example, if they're in like a sports bra or something, some people tend to confuse that with like adult content, which is not always the case. It's like, no, that person is just wearing fitness gear. It's not like they're doing something that they're not supposed to, something like you would see in OnlyFans. So I think I understand what you're saying, and then that's
some people are overly sensitive to that, 100%. But whether you like that or not, the fact of the matter is that people are overly sensitive to that. So if your goal is to, you know, attract like if your avatar is female and you want her to be, you know, maybe she has like a fairly expendable income and she's willing to pay a high ticket price for good personal training, then you're looking for somebody who's probably fairly educated. And chances are they're not going to be too turned on or impressed by you also catering to a bunch of guys on social media by, you know what I mean? Like by kind of like selling your body to promote a product or something like that. And that's the thing. Even if maybe you're wearing just a really nice outfit. Like I did videos recently and one of the instructors, she's very fit. She's got like a lot of tattoos and stuff. And I actually really liked the outfits she was wearing, but her outfits are kind of low cut compared to what's normally on my channel. And there were people that were turned off by it because they unsubscribed from my channel from those videos. But there's also a kettlebell audience that loved it because she's really good with kettlebells. So, but again, there's certain people that they saw these kind of lower cut tops and she's got like, you know, breast augmentation and stuff, and they're not having any of that. And it's like, it's not really fair. It's kind of typecasting because she's actually a very nice woman. She's smart. She's a mom, all that stuff. But some people it takes nothing to tick people off.
Yeah, people just judge a book by its cover. That's what it is.
But I think that's why it's like we have to basically take that into consideration, whether we like it or not. That's the unfortunate side of it. But anyway, that's too bad. I think he missed what I was talking about.
He might have been back because it says there's 2 people now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh well. Yeah, because these live streams, I'm not gonna leave them sitting on the channel. These are just gonna be
Ah,
random pop-up live streams that they'll be up for as long as they're up, and then afterwards I'll just kind of set them down. Doesn't really mesh with the other content on there. So
I understand. But I
Yeah.
mean, I appreciate the time that you
yeah, I didn't
took
get much
here.
editing done. This wasn't really body doubling, but that's fine. That's
I
fine.
mean, if you think you have ADHD, that might be a little hard.
Like I said, I haven't done a live stream in a few weeks now, so I'm kind of behind on all this stuff. So this is just me shaking the rust off.
I think I might consider doing it on my channel too, just to see if there's a little bit of
Yeah,
I don't know what I'll do though. Maybe like do it behind the scenes or something. I don't know.
like I said, just experiment. You can always unlist the videos later. I think the thing is though is more so than, you know, I think when people do live streams, sometimes they get too carried away with their own personal lives. And this is what I do, and this is what people always ask me. And I don't think that works as much as just kind of picking a topic. Like, you know, if there's certain things you want to talk about, if there's maybe somebody wants to come on with you, it definitely can be better when you've got somebody to
Talk to.
yeah. Yeah. Like that. What I used to do these live streams in the past, and the problem would be is if there was downtime, then I had to fill dead air. And it's like, I don't feel like doing that. So I actually like doing it this way, because what I'm going to do is just turn it on. I'm not going to be worried. Like if you weren't here right now and there was nobody saying anything, then I'll get up and go pour a coffee and come back. If they leave in the meantime, fine. It'll stay on. It'll stay live for, I might just do 3 hours a day, once a week. And it's literally like open season. If somebody wants to jump in and talk, they can. If they don't, if they want to listen, whatever. So I'll just, when I'm done, I'll unlist it. And because again, it's a great way. Like I'll be curious, and I'm kind of testing this too to see what it does for the watch time on my channel. Because I mean, if I'm getting an extra 400 or 500 hours a month of watch time just from doing 4 live streams, even if there is only 2 or 3 people watching, then that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it all helps. And the more watch time you get, the more impressions you get, the more people get introduced to your product and stuff. So
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
yeah.
All right. Wow.
So there you go.
Well, I mean, because I don't have really any more questions for now. I mean, do you do like like one-on-one consultants and stuff like that?
If you where is it? You can go up in the top there, the buy me a coffee. I don't do buy me a coffee for tips or anything like that. I actually sell products and services and things. And there's also things on there like there's free email templates. Like if a small channel trying to get sponsored, there's like an email template you can download that's free.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so there's some free stuff on there too. But that's basically where things like a one-on-one consultation, monthly memberships, thumbnail designs, like there's different things on there. I have to update it a bit. But yeah, there is stuff on there, and I have probably about, I'd say 25 to 30 coaching clients that I work with from a month-to-month basis, and basically just helping them grow their channels. And sometimes it just helps when there's somebody that's kind of auditing you every month.
Yeah, like keeping you accountable in a way.
Yeah, I have people that have done a one-on-one consultation, and I'll record it and send it to them, so in case they don't have to worry about taking notes and that, they'll take all the information, they'll run with it, and maybe they'll check in again in 6 months. I have other ones that kind of like to check in once a month, and then because we'll look at their analytics, and we'll say, okay, this is working, this is not. You need to make a decision between these two things, and it just kind of gives them a constant framework as far as what to do if you're trying to kind of build up the channel to try and get there the fastest. But mainly what I try and do for people like is just try and get them to do it as affordably as possible. I don't believe in going out and buying big expensive things. If I ever recommend something, usually it's just because it's, it might be the difference between 100 views and 1,000 views on something.
Got it.
You know, like something as simple, like if you were to save for anything right now, I would tell you to look on Amazon and wait for a sale for like just a relatively affordable ring light.
Actually, I do have one.
Do you?
Yeah,
Use
so
that?
I have a couple of things. I think my issue is just setting up everything the
Yeah.
right way.
Yeah. Take your time. It's worth doing it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have a couple of gears because I've been like saving up and to buy like I have a clip-on mic that I can use on my phone. I have a Boya one that you can use for a computer, but I don't know how to set it up. It's like giving me trouble. I have a ring light, but it's technically a starlight. I went fancy.
Anything like that can help. And as I said, if you don't have a ring light and you can't afford a ring light, you can also just try and maybe you can maneuver yourself so that there's a window behind the camera that's giving you some extra daylight coming at you.
I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to do the because I do have a window, but it's the way it's angled. It's on the directly like
it looks like you're in kind of a and that's the thing. You may not be able to do it that way. Like even right now, like if it wasn't for lighting, I'd be completely black. It's not that bright in here, but I've got a diffused light right here, and I've got a light with a color gel on it that's shining kind of a blue tint behind me, just so it's nice and clear. And when I do these, I mean, I could be doing a live stream with my laptop camera, but it kind of looks nicer doing it with another camera that's over there. Just kind of opens it up a bit. Just little things, and I'm just using what I've got. You know, and as my live streams started getting busier, I started reinvesting. Like I started out using StreamYard, just their free version, which you can stream. I think it's 720 resolution. But as these started getting busier, I actually upgraded and I pay something like in Canadian dollars, I think it's like $700 a year to broadcast 1080. Just for the higher resolution. And I mean, it may not even
monthly here. It's like $100 and something dollars.
Yeah, like I think it's
monthly.
I actually just got charged for this last week. I forgot that it was renewing, but it was like I think it's like $450 US, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And but I mean, like I've actually because I'm able to, again with everything, I always try and counterbalance it. So I have clients who will come here to do their own live streams and pay me. So they pay for me to do the upgrade. So I always try, even when I can afford stuff, I'm so cheap, I try to get other people to pay for it. But I just think it's just, I guess the way that I look at it is that I try and put myself in similar positions to you guys where I don't want my actual business to be paying for this. YouTube pays for YouTube when it comes to me doing that. So I had somebody contact me about filming him doing live streams. I'm like, why don't you just come in? I'll have everything set up for you. I'll set it to run. You do your thing, and you don't need me. It's cheaper for you to come to me. It's a better setup for you to come to me, and then I'll just leave you be, and you do your shows and pay me when you're done. Awesome. And it works out good, and then it just counterbalances that extra expense because that expense is just for YouTube, really. So
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, definitely gonna look into your coffee, buy me coffee. I didn't know you could do other things.
There's a link on the main page there too, I think. And I think eventually I'm gonna change it to a website. That's what I started using early on. And it's just been an easy one, but
all right.
Yeah.
You said that there's templates for emails. Is that what you said?
Yeah, there should be. There used to be.
Oh.
I basically did I wrote some templates up for if you're a small channel under 500, if you're a channel that's at around 1,000, if you're a channel that's around 10,000, because even at 10,000 subscribers, to a lot of companies, that's considered small audience, but it's not when you really think of it. You can fill an arena with 10,000 people.
10,000 people is 10,000 people.
Yeah, exactly. So it might give you some little insights and ideas on stuff.
Yeah, I think that's why that one creator, I don't remember his name, but he created the hashtag no small creators for that reason, because 50 people is 50 people. Like that is still a lot. Well,
again, look at it. Let's say you had your own little dance studio and 50 people showed up for a class. You'd be pretty damn happy.
Heck yes.
Wherever, they may be dormant right now, but you've got 377 people that are subscribed to your studio. So
Yeah, still shocks me.
yeah, when you look at it from that perspective, it might help make you realize that there's value in 50 followers if they're good followers.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right. All right. So I don't want to keep bugging you.
All good. All good.
Thank you so much for taking this time.
Yep, no problem at all. And like I said, you've got access to Facebook and the YouTube channel, and you can always fire off any questions.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. Take care, Catherine.
All right. All right.
See ya. All right, guys, I'm probably going to slowly start to wind down now. If any of you guys have questions, I see there's a few on there. Feel free to fire away. And then personal training, I did answer your question. I'm not sure if you were away at the time, but I did go into the Bedros stuff a little bit. No problem, Kathy. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming on today. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, if you do have a chance to put a like on the video, let me know what you guys think of this. As I said, it's not really, there's not really any framework to these live streams. Like I'm still going to do the regular live streams where I have guests on, where I talk about certain subject matter and stuff. This is just kind of an open season for you guys, because it's really hard to, get into too much details with somebody's own channel during a big live stream. So that's what this is for. It's a chance for you to jump on, talk about your own channel. Like I said, if anybody did still want to jump in and talk about their channel, let me put it up one more time if I can find it. Just give me a heads up that you're going to do it. But basically, that's just a StreamYard link where you can jump in and we can bring up your channel and we can talk briefly. There's not a lot I can say when I'm on the outside looking in, but we can still look at the main channel page. We can look at your videos. The deep dive stuff, when we get into the analytics and all that, is when we have access to the backstage stuff. So, but yeah. I was supposed to get editing done today and I didn't. It's like the worst body doubling video ever. But as I said, it's just kind of meant to be this is just something we're trying to see if it works. Next video coming up on my channel is going to be interesting. It's going to be a yoga kettlebell workout. You can imagine those two things together. And suddenly I have 6 people watching. It's the most we've had all day and I was almost done. Jump in, guys, if you have questions. Otherwise, I'm just going to edit. It's going to be pretty quiet. Kathy, usually to edit a video, it'll take me probably about 5 or 6 hours, to be honest. The videos that I do in my own studio, I do 3 camera shoots, so it takes a little more time whenever here, I'll bring it up. So whenever I'm doing one of these videos, it's 3 cameras. So I'm actually going between 3 different cameras. So it takes a little more time. If I'm doing, like, I do video editing for clients as well. And oftentimes the videos I get are single camera. So though something like that will only take me maybe 2 hours to do. But it takes some time between cutting between 3 cameras, adding the picture in picture, color correction, putting together the time clock and changing all the verbiage and stuff of the exercises. So it usually takes you days to what do you use to edit? That could be part of the problem. Yeah, so I've got the master shot, which is this shot here. And then this is actually the camera where the audio goes to. She's not mic'd, but I've got a microphone close to her just for ambient sound, so it's not completely muted. And it goes into that camera, that one that was down low. And it's really just there to kind of add some dimension to it, because sometimes when it's just a single shot, I think I could probably switch to a single camera and I could edit way quicker, do more videos, and I probably wouldn't lose a single view. But this is just the way I've always done it. Filmora, yeah, I've actually, I know a few people that use Filmora. I've heard pretty good things about it. I think one of the things that helps me with editing is having the dual monitors. So I've got a laptop and then I've got the big monitor. So I'm just able to go, like, one side's got all my assets, the other side's is where the edit's happening and stuff. So it makes it a lot easier. I think sometimes when people are editing on a laptop or something, I mean, I guess you get used to what you have, but for me, that's like, if I'm editing on the road somewhere, if I'm traveling, I find it a lot harder to maneuver around when I've only got one screen to work with. But not telling you to go and get multiple screens or anything. Laptop and iPhone, okay. InShot, I've never actually heard of that one. Yeah, there's some pretty good free software that's out there. I definitely would recommend over time, even if it is one of those like Filmora or something like that, but buying the actual paid version, like, look for what the differences are. But I know when I started out, I think I had like a bootlegged copy of Premiere or something, and why you would think it's exactly the same. Once I had the actual paid version, like I had an Adobe subscription, it's a huge difference just with accessing different fonts and just functionality, and it just seemed to work a lot smoother. I mean, these things are designed to work better when you're paying them, but I totally understand, not putting out money where that would be more when you see your channel growing, you're starting to do more content and you're looking for a way to kind of speed up the process. That might be when you decide to, okay, I'll put out a little bit of money and pay for a couple of months and see if it helps. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to do a cutoff of 3 hours, which gives me about 25 minutes left. So if anybody does want to jump on a call, you can see the link in the screen there, and we can chat if you want to chat about your channel. If you have questions that you just want to fire off in the comments, go for it. We can talk about that, or I can just keep editing. I might even go get a coffee in a second. This is the No Plan live stream. It's here for you guys. It's kind of like study hall. I'm working on my channel. If you're working on yours, ask away. Something I'm going to do a video on fairly soon is I've been just kind of studying it a bit recently, is Chat GPT, which is going to be a game changer for YouTube channels. Pretty amazed with what it can do. But we'll get to that. I have to use it. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to grab a coffee. I shall be back. You guys can watch the video. All right. Back. With coffee. Thank you. All right, guys, if you happen to be just joining us, this is a kind of an open forum live stream today. Haven't really been talking about anything, just been talking to other creators of fitness channels and doing some channel auditing. And yeah, if any of you guys have questions, fire them away. I've just been doing some editing here in the meantime. And if you want to jump on a quick StreamYard call, the link is right there in the middle of the screen. You can let me know and you can use that link and jump in and we can look at your channel and things like that. If not, I'll probably shut things down in about the next 15 minutes or so. I think 3 hours is pretty good. The idea for doing this actually came from an article that I read on body doubling. I've been finding lately, and I don't know if it's just because I've been when I'm working on producing content, I just work out of my studio by myself most of the time. That's when I'm not out shooting and stuff. And after a while, it gets pretty boring and it gets sometimes hard to focus on stuff. And I don't think I have ADHD, but I saw this thing about body doubling, and what people were doing is they were going live and doing the work, and basically it's a little more accountability when you've got an audience, I guess. So I thought I would try it, but then kind of combine it with a bit of a Q&A live stream where people can fire off questions, because sometimes when we have a set agenda in the videos and in the live streams, it's hard to get into to go down in the weeds as far as questions that I get from people. So that's kind of what this is for. And we had more questions today than I had expected, but that was a good thing. So I didn't get that much editing done, but that's okay. If it works for you guys, I'm more than happy to do this once a week or once a month or whatever. Kathy used to work out live on IG before I got burned out. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I was dealing with a little bit too, is burnout. Just going and going at such a pace and balancing multiple things. And after a while, whether you like it or not, it catches up to you. And I think that's one of the reasons why I haven't been doing as many videos lately. Whenever I started doing these YouTube channels, the whole point of it is that I wanted to make an income on YouTube because I didn't really want to have a traditional job. But when YouTube starts to feel like a traditional job, then it kind of defeats the purpose. And that's when I kind of back away. But the nice thing when your channel is kind of up and going and profiting, and you can back away for a few weeks and it still keeps doing its thing. It doesn't really matter too much. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, I think COVID was a lot of people's breaking point. I didn't mind COVID in a lot of ways. I was in my other studio at the time, and I couldn't have people into the studio, so I would just go in every day. A lot of businesses and clients shut down, and I had nothing to do but play around. And I mean, I do what I do for a living with video production and digital marketing stuff because I love it. It's something I've always enjoyed. But when it becomes a really busy job with clients, you don't really do much for yourself anymore. And there was a period of time in there where I still had enough clients to make a good living, And a lot of it I do online because I deal with a lot of people in the US and people in the UK and stuff like that. And I was able to do stuff for myself. Fitness Marketing Hub was born out of COVID and boredom. So that's, and I'm still doing it. So yeah, I didn't mind the fact that I kind of had no choice, because sometimes you don't give yourself that time to just be expressive and creative with your own stuff until it's forced upon you. And that's kind of what happened. I literally had nothing else to do. So I did that, and it wasn't bad. Yeah, I think it did. I think what was the best part is with the actual fitness channel. I had started working on that about a year prior to COVID. I think it was December of 2018. The channel's been around. I've had it since 2008, but I just didn't really do anything with it. 2018 is when I started taking it seriously, because I actually left my job, and it was one of the things that was on my bucket list of things to do, is to create a profitable YouTube channel. So my channel was kind of running on all cylinders when COVID kicked in. So I was ready for COVID, and it exploded during COVID. And I was kind of prepared for that. So that was awesome. And then, yeah, during all that, I had a channel that at the time had 10,000 subscribers that was making pretty much the equivalent of a good living. And I'm like, man, I should talk about this, because there's so many people that have this mindset that you need like 1 million subscribers to be successful. And I mean, to put in perspective, I've got clients who have 150,000 plus subscribers on YouTube that don't make as much money as my channel does, which has 25,000 subscribers, which again comes down to doing the right videos that have the most return in terms of advertising revenue. You always want to look at your CPM rates. I have CPM rates that are $35, $45 per thousand views, as opposed to many channels which have like $4 and $5. So I can get a quarter or a fifth of the views of those other channels and make more money than them still. So there's so many little nuances and things that you can do, and you just got to explore. If any of you guys haven't already, and you could, I would love it if you would give the like button a little smash on this video. It does help, just in terms of exposure for the channel and stuff like that. And it's free to do that. So if you don't mind. And your comments are welcome. And if you're actually watching and want to say who you are or where you're at, by all means. It's always nice to know who's out there. Got about 10 minutes left. I'm going to stick around. Unless I jump on a call or something, and then maybe I'll stick around longer. But that's the plan for these, is to go maybe 3 hours once a week. Just kind of open live stream. Well, good luck with the Zumba class. Sure, it'll go great. But yeah, like I was saying to you earlier, Zumba workouts are crazy popular on YouTube, and all the search results and analytics. It's always one of the trending style workouts. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's fun, and it's one of those things that, I mean, there is a certain amount of skill, I guess, involved, but if you're doing it from home, there really isn't. Just follow and move, and I think that's why a lot of people are. To me, Zumba is kind of like a modern day version of some of those 80s aerobic workouts that people loved that aren't made anymore. I'm telling you right now, anybody that goes out and creates an 80s workout channel, do all the traditional style aerobic stuff, and even theme it 80s costumes and stuff, you'd be surprised how that might grow. It's my sleeper pick of the year. Yeah, I need the throwback music, definitely. People gravitate towards that. '90s music I can get on board with. The 2000s music, I think it kind of went downhill from there. Personal opinion. All right, gang. It has been 3 hours. Just want to thank you guys for jumping out today. Thanks to Kathy and Sarah for jumping on calls. Once I'm done with these, I'm going to unlist them. It's not something I'm going to leave up on the channel, so hard to give feedback on it. But if any of you did catch it today and got something out of it, Kathy, it's been real. Definitely. But yeah, it's something that if it's of value to you guys, I don't mind doing this once a week or once every couple of weeks or something like that. So can jump on just when I'm doing my other work anyway, and we can talk all things YouTube, random stuff, whatever. But yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, there's 4 people watching right now. I know Kathy, you're one of them. I don't know who the other 3 are. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. There's some good videos on there and live streams and interviews with people who are experts on digital marketing, Instagram, YouTube, everything to do with kind of building and monetizing your channels. So some good stuff on there specifically to the fitness audience. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out, and we may see you next Friday. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. All good, Kathy. Talk away. That's what I'm here for. See you guys.